This is Python's Paradise. This is your host, Greg Gilbert, aka the Python Hyena, straight out of Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada, but sporting an I Love Toronto background behind me because I prefer Toronto over New Brunswick because nobody knows what New Brunswick is, and I've lost faith in the province, but I haven't lost faith in Toronto. And with Valentine's Day coming up, I gotta show my love for the true city of Canada. But folks, here we are on February the 11th, 2024. I was supposed to have my guest on the couple days ago, but I'm under the impression, like he says stuff couldn't go. I was watching some of his matches and I'm like, I don't know. I'm wondering who was beating him up that night. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out. It could have been the woman on my shirt, Miss Princess Victoria here. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, show that off. But nonetheless, folks, I have the absolutely awesome Jerry Swirlz. How do you do, Jerry?
I'm doing great, Greg. It has been wow. It's been you are actually up there right now with you're the second person to interview me three times in my career. So you have the distinct honor of being a three-timer interviewer for me. So I am blessed to have you on the show, man. It's awesome. Big fan of Toronto. I gotta say I gotta give props to that little intro you did. Nobody beat me up. I'm actually doing the beating up nowadays. Well, at least I'm kicking out at two, especially for last year, which we'll talk about. But it's great to be on the show. I'm looking forward to talking about it, and yeah, this is great. It's awesome. I'm happy
You
to
know
be
what,
here.
Jerry? Here's the thing. Really, had it not been for Teal Piper and that introductory, because she was what led me to discovering you, and you're such a great discovery because I love the fact that I love humor in wrestling when it's done well, and you're one of these people that comes out to the ring, you know how to get heat, and it doesn't matter what the match is, you get the spirit going into it. Doesn't matter whether it's Hornswoggle or what it is. You've got the spirit, and I love that. It's what makes you sell.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Like one of the things that I was taught that I've been learned is you want people to remember you, whether you're good or bad. It's the moments that really count. Wins and losses don't matter to me. Like I was taught by Ace Steel, CM Punk's trainer. I was also trained by Cedric Alexander from 205 Live, who's just now making a comeback on SmackDown. Um, the one thing that I always learned, and in time that you're going to pick up on these things in the business, is you want the audience to gravitate towards something that they're going to catch. The audience will look at that something that's going to pop, something that's going to catch their attention. And I've been blessed to be in the ring with like a lot of different guys, and to have that knowledge and have that training, like Jill Piper, like you said, that was one of them. Hornswoggle was another. Brian Cage, Scott Steiner, Big Papa Pump. That was quite something. And I think that alone showed me, like, I think after that match with Scott Steiner, it kind of showed me, like, okay, I know what to do. I know what I'm doing. I know how to get heat. I know how to say, because you want your audience to hate you. I think there's a bit of lack in trying to get heat in the business, in my opinion. I think it's there. It's just not as common as we see it anymore nowadays. Like in the '80s, there was guys like Bad News Brown, and oh yeah, hey buddy,
This
we have
bad
a
news dog.
this is Onyx, my half breed. All right, buddy.
I got Kitty here hiding somewhere.
Oh, maybe he might have a friend. I know he's ready for the Super Bowl too. So I actually had my girlfriend just drop off a ton of my girlfriend lives in California. So she mailed me today a whole bunch of stuff from Publix. Like she ordered me her and her daughter ordered me a pub sub, chips, macaroni salad, potato salad. I've been eating all day today. So I've been happy about that.
That's why the dog hangs around.
And that's why he's hanging around. He's still trying to find scrubs right now to see if I still got any left over. But
You know,
in Heat, you need to have that. Like in the '80s, you have Bad News Brown, Jake Roberts, Andre the Giant. There's so many Bobby the Brain Heenan. Like I could name all these guys. Like they had their place parts to play, and they knew how to get heat. It was so easy and it was so common that before all the dirt sheets started coming up a lot more nowadays. It's just kind of it's kind of hard to hide that now, especially. But to me, like there is a way. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything to like give it away. Say, oh, I'm trying to hide this from the dirt sheets because there's people out there that should know but there are also a lot of stuff that they shouldn't know. Like there's a media I think that certain wrestlers that are on the indies right now need to carry themselves and in turn need to show like we need to protect our business a little bit better. And we just need to. There's something there's something that's there, and I think that it's a lost art that I think some people we should bring back. Like I want to see some of that stuff.
You
So
know, I had House of Heathens on here again last December. It was the third time I had them on together. Although Teal's been on a couple times before, once with her brother Colt in tribute to her Rowdy Roddy Piper, and once I had her on a solo.
yeah.
But I have mentioned you to them, and I remember the first time you were on, you were at the gym, you were in the ring there, and Teal Piper pipes up and she goes, Jerry was at the gym? He was actually inside it.
Oh yeah, because I was working out with her that day. I mean, she should have remembered that.
I love bringing
I
you
guess
up to
you
them
hear
because
where
the
it came from,
extreme
right?
reactions.
That's okay. I mean, shit. We not like we just did a seminar that day. Okay, cool.
Well, she said that the thing about the umbrella, she was concerned about your health, and she stuck that thing up your hindquarters because it was an exam, that she's trying to get her medical license, so she was
Oh,
testing it on
okay.
you.
I mean, is there an actual degree that was featured? Was it featured?
She didn't
Was
want to
she
use the gloves.
recent was she on the recent TNA Impact tapings? Was she actually thrown by Ryan, or excuse me, Connor of the Ascension? Was she actually a part of that? No, I actually have a law. I have a doctor's degree now. If you think about it, I don't know. I don't know if you watched it. The TNA Impact tapings. There was actually a skit where Pierre Carle, who's now known as PCO, um, I brought him to life. He came back to life because by the power of my hands, I actually brought him to life. But then out comes Big Con, and then Waka chows him on the table, and I'm asking him what the hell was he doing. And next thing you know, I'm going up in the air because of that guy. So it's like, I have my doctor's degree. It's not like I didn't get it overnight or anything, but I guess I prepared myself for the worst. But that was cool. But yeah, that was cool. That was really cool.
Well, Teal had her title belt. She was showing that off, and I said to her, I said, "Are you worried about being challenged by, say a Geraldine Swirls stepping into the ring with you?" And she said she's not worried.
Oh. I've got enough titles to worry about and defend, so she can go have that. She can keep that one. She can keep that one. I've actually got I have a league that I got to worry about, and I'm in a division of my own quarter, so
And you're doing.
let her have that. Let her have that. I've already beat her. I've already beaten her, so I don't need to have another title from her anyway. So I don't want to embarrass her. Just being honest. So
So, you know, we heard recently the Vince McMahon allegations, and I'm sitting here thinking, well, the biggest, I get the allegations and whatnot, but I got to throw one more at him. I'm accusing him of not bringing you into the talent roster. That's my new allegation against him.
why I haven't been signed?
Yes, because I think that you could have won the Royal Rumble.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I think. Well, I I don't know. I don't know. That's just something that it's been on the table for sure. Like I said, I've gotten trained. I've also had other training from off of the Wild Simone. I got to learn from him. Obviously, he has like connections
Who
to
were the
winning
Wild Samoans?
Alpha and Sika, the Wild
Yeah,
Simone.
well, I didn't know which one you said, because I knew who Afa and Sika were. Yeah.
course, they might just have a certain bloodline in the business that they might be connected to. I'm not sure. They recently just did some kind of press conference. I don't know. I mean, they are up there with the elders. I did see
Mhm.
the, but I don't know. Like, I don't. I've learned like here's the thing. Everybody's goal should be to go to WWE, right? You know, not everybody is going to be fitting in their system. Everybody has a different way of approaching the business. There's other companies that are out there. I still want to do it. Like I still want to get signed. Who knows what will happen in the next few years? I mean, I just turned 26. I'm
Gee,
actually
you're
in.
way younger than me.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna be
that's not
52
saying much
this
about
year.
sex, but there's still time. There's still some time in that window. And if it's not WWE, which should be everybody's goal, no matter what, but if it's not WWE, TNA is something that has been in my eyesight, especially recently, just doing the TNA tapings in Orlando, Florida. Actually,
Oh,
getting to.
AEW.
I'm not nothing against them. Nothing against them. It's certainly an option for sure. It's something I would grind for. Really, any spot in TV would be of something. It's just I think with AEW, they're doing so much more high spots and they're doing so
Yeah.
much more.
Oh,
You know,
Jim Cornette just comes down on
uh,
them about that.
when have I not heard a thing about Jim Cornette not talk about AEW in his podcast? It's an
I
everyday.
love Jim Cornette, but you know what? I like to see wrestling as well, which is why I watch a lot of Ricky Steamboat because I think he's one of the very best. He just knows lots of moves. But I think that you're way into WWE, you got to go the McMahon route. I think you should take on Stephanie and hit her with sweet ass music. Your new
Uh,
move I christened you with.
oh yeah, that's right. I'm not gonna say no. I respect Stephanie too much to do that to her.
No, you don't. Come on.
Well, believe it or not, this is the first time that with WWE that there is no really McMahon's in charge. I mean, Triple H is really the only one that's kind of at that caliber, and The Rock, they're kind of running the show now in WWE. Like Stephanie's there. I think she's on the board. It's just and you touch back on the allegations and stuff. I'm not one to really talk too much about stuff like that. I'm not
I
one to.
don't want to go into it either. I thought
Uh,
I would lead into a humorous
it
spot
can't
where the
be
new
done.
allegations is not getting Jerry
I feel
serious.
like if we talk about it, another allegation is going to come up while we're making this interview. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. I feel like that's what's going to happen. So I'm staying away from that. No, I have too much respect for Stephanie, and I have a lot of respect for Hunter. But if an opportunity comes and someone tries to get in my way, get ready for the SWA or the SAS or SAM. Sam, get ready for the Sam. Sorry, I've been trying to come up with an acronym.
I like your finishing move that I call the sweet ass music. I think if you entered the Rumble, if you just hit everybody with that, they go over the top rope and you win.
Probably that would be something interesting. That hasn't been done before.
There you go.
That could definitely work for sure. So
It
maybe.
actually is kind of a different move. I actually look forward to seeing you hit that move in your
Well, if you
matches.
think about it, it's been a move that's been around since the 70s. Remember Iceman King Parsons from World Class Championship Wrestling? You've seen Goldust hit it a few times. Colt Cabana does it in the corner, which I
You want
do
me
it
to
in the.
tell you one of the funniest uses of it? And this wasn't even jumping up in the air. I saw a 10-man tag match, and the face side had Andre the Giant, and the heel side had Don Morocco. And there was a spot in the ring where Morocco got swung into the ropes, and Andre just stuck his ass. Morocco bounced off it. To see a guy as big as Morocco just get hit like a ping pong ball by Andre's ass was pretty freaking funny.
I'll have to give that a watch. I'll have to give that a watch.
Yeah. But nonetheless, while I was waiting for you the other night there where you could get on, I was watching some of your matches and I watch you I gotta find the name of this person because I don't want to screw it up. 'Cause I got your
stuff.
YouTube up here.
YouTube channel, the Jerry
Yep,
Swirlz channel, which you can
Jerry
subscribe
Swirl's World. Ah,
subscribe.
here we are. You were, I did not know this. Um, Jamie Senegal. I didn't know that. It was
Oh
a
yeah.
transgender.
Mm-hmm.
You
First
know
trans.
what? I thought it was a female. That's kind of scary to me.
Not really. She's
No, it's
actually one of my
scary to
favorite
me
fans.
because in the dating world, I'm like, if you can't tell. But nonetheless, it was when I mean, I don't look down on the person. I'm like, okay, that was impressive because I put on a good solid match. I watched her in there with who was it, Tommy Purr as well.
Tommy
Yeah,
Purr. She's wrestled Ace Austin. I know Gia Miller. Maybe I think there was something there at one point. I don't remember. I think it was a tag. It was a triple threat with her and Alicia Edwards. That's what I've seen. But I've known Jamie for a long time, and she can go. She can definitely go. Like she's somebody that if it wasn't for her, I don't think I'd be at that caliber match that I can carry and or that I can have. Like I think she brought something out of me that I didn't think I had. So I'm
and
very
Jamie
thankful.
goes by she, huh?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
I didn't
I
want to
know. I know.
disrespect.
I try not to be disrespectful in any way, shape, or form. Believe me, I
Yeah.
have. We're not going to get into it. I'm just going to put it like that. But Jamie
Well, I
was.
gotta say, she put on a great match. Like when I found out she was transgender, it didn't give me a bad taste in my mouth or anything. It was just like, okay, I sometimes you can tell right off. This I really couldn't tell. I
Well,
just
with
thought
her.
you were in there uh taking on another female.
Well,
But
I've wrestled before, but she's one of the top 5 that I've ever wrestled. With her, Swoggle, Steiner, Cage, and I want to say recently my this one match I did that I have. Well, I actually have a match coming up that we'll get into later at the end.
yeah,
Oh, she's up there. She's definitely up there. That has brought some Vertigo. Thank you, my trainer. I almost forgot. Vertigo was one of my trainers. Top 5 people that I've gotten to work with. So that was yeah, for sure. She's brought something out in me that I didn't think I had in myself. So and it showed. It certainly showed. And this upcoming show that I have, which if you ever are watching this interview, Atomic Legacy Wrestling's 7-year anniversary, Chapter 8, Prepare for Liftoff. We're gonna have, I think you might recognize this name, Chavo Guerrero Jr. will be on the
yep.
show. That is that's gonna be awesome. You
You
know,
go hit him with sweet ass music and put him out.
I mean, that's if he survives his tag team match against Wes Briscoe and Garrett Bischoff, then that'll be a first for me. Sweet ass music on a Guerrero. I'll be damned.
I remember Chavo, yep.
Oh, yeah, Chavo
Us,
was he's great. He's so
yeah,
great.
yeah. I was gonna say, going back to Jamie, did you see the South Park episode with Randy Savage?
Yes, I've seen that episode. Oh my gosh, where it's clearly Macho Man, but he's impersonating a woman, and he bends the rules to get through like the swimming team or whatever. That was funny. That was actually funny. Yeah, I
Well,
remember that episode a little, not too much, but I do remember that. I do remember that skit. I remember Macho Man being in that, and I'm just like, what the hell is this? I wonder. I thought it was a parody. Was it a parody of? I don't know if it was a parody of the trans community or it was a parody of
you want me
wrestling.
to tell you what it was doing? It
What's
was
that?
talking about the whole thing about somebody becoming this or somebody becoming that because they couldn't make it in their gender, so they went this way. And I think that's what the South Park people were addressing there. And of course, they used Randy's. My brother sent me this link, and I was like, Randy Savage. It's like that guy it's so remembered.
Yeah.
And of course, at the end of it, he's like, I won. You got this third place woman who's kept done up in a cast and black eyes. It's like she made third place. Um, but and some people in that community were offended by it, but I saw South Park is one of those few shows that can still,
Oh, they can still go on for years and
yeah,
years, and they still be fresh. Like they just recently did like a whole special on Logan Paul's Prime. They called it Cred. I thought that was funny actually. I drink Prime. I used to drink
Hmm.
the energy drinks a lot. I've actually been trying to lower down on my energy drink count because I used to drink like 3 to 4 times a day, especially the Celsius. That was always something for me. Like I would just eat that. I would drink that every single day. That was always a thing. And like Prime Energy was something that I think a lot of people found controversial, but I always liked the drink. But how South Park did it with I forgot what how but they dressed up Logan Paul like he was in his gear or whatever, and like they had the one kid just like click on the link and like, my life used to be really tough right now. But then I started drinking cred. And then the mob of kids just like going to the pharmacy when the truck's being unloaded with all the cred bottles. That was funny. That was peak cinema. Um that and I actually watched the episode recently. I actually watched it in full for the first time. Because I watched it in skits when they parodied pro wrestling. That was a favorite. I was a fan of that. Like I thought that was hilarious. I think the one knock that I had was how they did the skits, quote unquote, of wrestling, like how they have like scripts and stuff, and like they're gonna do X, Y, and Z, which is kind of like how TV wrestling is compared to like other shows. But I think like they just did more of the drama base and they did less of the wrestling. So I just thought it was entertaining. It was funny. I was amused. I became a fan. I was a fan of
Hmm.
the um,
Talk about being in the ring with Scott Steiner. Did he do? I don't know.
uh,
I don't know whether he can still do that Frankensteiner. Probably not.
no, he
But
did. No, he
did he
actually
do
did.
it?
He did. He actually hit the Frankensteiner.
Oh
This,
wow.
here's some
I
backstory. He
I
just
don't know
recently
how old he is now, but wow, that's impressive.
he's old enough. He's still able to go. That's for
He did
sure.
the
So
Frankensteiner on you.
did it at the finish. Yep, I remember him doing.
Oh, talk about
Um,
that.
Yeah, so going into the match, he was showing up a little bit late, which, I have all respect for that, whatever. I had already heard stories about him. I don't know online about what he's gonna do, right? So I remember like this is like a big moment for me. I was just thinking in my head, I'm like, man, I get to wrestle Steiner. I get to wrestle a former WCW champion. I get to wrestle a former US champ. I get to wrestle one of the greatest tag team wrestlers of all time. But I also in the back of my head, I also heard like stories about how he would just roughhouse people, just take liberties and stuff like that. So I was a little bit nervous getting to meet him. But once he got in the back and the promoter pulled me to like his personal locker room to go talk to him or whatever, I sat in the back. You know, I was waiting to get smacked or get yelled at in the face. I was waiting for that, but I didn't get that. I did not get that whatsoever. He just looked at me and was like, "Hey kid, can you do this? Can you do this?" Yep, no problem. I can do it. No problem. And I was just still waiting to like hit my when my music was gonna hit. I was waiting for him to just do something to me. I really, really was waiting. And once we had the match, he told me to get on the microphone, talk crap, blah blah blah. Before we did all this, I talked my stuff, shoved him, gave me one, gave me a clothesline. I rolled out. Um, he proceeded, or actually, no, 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 gave me a clothesline, sold to him, told me go outside, whatever. He grabbed the chair, but he couldn't he couldn't really close. It was a plastic folding chair, like how you see at like sporting events or whatever. He could not shut it for the life of him. Like so, he's just struggling to. He. I don't even think he did struggle with it. I think he just gave up and he just swung me with an open chair. He hit me safely, and once he swung it on me, I felt like man, like I now know what it's like to have a regular chair closed, but with it open, it's even worse. But I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel a thing. Then he brought me back in, and then he gave me a T-bone, and then Steiner recliner, Steiner recliner.
Wow, he did the Frankensteiner on you. Wow. That is really my respect for
I
him's
think he
gone
still
way,
did.
way, way up.
I know he still hits it on, like I think he did it in Impact Wrestling back in 2018. So I think he can still do it. It's just I don't think for that night, it was an easy night for Steiner. That's for damn sure. So he was able to bend me backwards. I don't know how, but he He did it. He did it.
Talk about post match, did he say anything to you about how the match went?
He talked to me a little bit. He thanked me and was really happy for me. Actually, the promoter was really happy with me too. Like he said, Steiner had a smile on his face that I was able
No,
to do
that's
that.
good.
Yeah. So I was very grateful that day. That's for sure. Like I can never not think that for a second that I'm sorry. I'm trying to watch the Super Bowl too. I'm trying to. I'm seeing the
You know
Deadpool.
what? I'm used to
I'm not
playing
taking that.
second
I'm trying not
fiddle
to.
to something else. This
Anyway,
is this is why when I'm on a date, they'll always pick the other guy over me. So I'm not surprised you're
oh,
more into the Super
God.
Bowl.
It's not like that, I promise. No, 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 I just seen the Deadpool trailer. I was like, what? Because Deadpool, we'll talk about Deadpool in a minute, but no, after that, that assured me like all the worries I had in my career, like all the getting into my head before my match and stuff, just all the anxiety that I had, all the butterflies and stuff. Like this assured me, made me realize I can't do this. I'm gonna make this happen. I
Yeah.
will. I will. I will. So
So talk about going into a match with Chavo Guerrero. That sounds interesting. Is
oh,
it
I'm not
just a
wrestling
regular
Chavo. Oh, I'm
match
not wrestling
or?
Chavo. No, no, no. I'm not wrestling Chavo Guerrero. I'm wrestling Tony DeVito.
Oh,
Actually,
okay.
yes. I'm pretty sure you remember him. He wrestled in ECW for a little bit. He wrestled Fantasio back in the early '90s, mid '90s,
Mhm.
and had the magician. He was the magician, and he pulled his underwear off of his singlet. So I'm that's who I'm wrestling. But a match with Chavo Guerrero potentially, if that ever happened, man, that would be cool. That's a dream. That's a dream opponent.
So what's the most unique match you've ever fought in terms of stipulation?
In terms of stipulation,
Mhm.
well, it's actually my version. It's my match. Well, there's two. Okay, there's actually two. There's one called the Purge match, which is basically an anything goes match, and you literally it's based around the Purge movie,
Mhm.
and basically what it is you have to the alarms sound off and stuff until like a certain time limit or whatever, then you go in brawling on this weird compound area or whatever, and you basically have to win by pinfall, submission, knockout, or execution. And I've wrestled two of them. I've won one and I've lost one, so I'm kind of one for one right now. First one was against Zach Monstar, and the second one was against well, his new name now is Arez Perez, but Alex Todd was his original name. And there's so much stuff that goes on. It's wild. It is very very wild and chaotic when this stuff kind of happens. So there's that match. That's had a weird stipulation. The other stipulation that I've been in is a bitchin' kitchen match, which is basically a hardcore match, but it's Golden Girls themed. So there's kitchen supplies, old dresses and stuff, kiss the cook aprons, like you name it. And of course at the end, the piece de resistance. My signature, the good old cheesecake. But I can't give too much of that away now. I don't want to give up away all of my secrets on what else is inside of the kitchen. But there is a cheesecake involved. I don't know when, but there is a cheesecake.
I love cheesecake.
Me
Now,
too.
have you ever done a steel cage match?
Not yet. Not yet. I'm
When
waiting
do
for
we
that.
go get Jerry Swirls in the cage?
Well, when the promoter books me and pays me well to do it, and I'm willing to. No, I'm kidding. No, I don't know. I don't know. I'm interested. I want to do a cage match. I would
I
like.
love steel cage
Hey,
matches. Yeah.
maybe we could do a Kennel from Hell match and bring that back, and have Onyx as the special guest enforcer. That would be
There you
cool.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah, she kind of wants to get involved.
maybe he does. Maybe he might. Maybe he will get involved. Do you want to be involved in wrestling, Bodie? You want to be involved?
You could do like the British Bulldogs. That could be your version of Matilda, only a little more active.
Oh, Matilda. I loved Matilda. She was an amazing dog. I remember the skit when it was Bobby Heenan that stole Matilda, correct?
Bobby Heenan, the Islanders. Yep.
Yep, I remember this. I remember that story coming out. And Danny Davis got himself involved too, right? He was involved at some point. I remember at WrestleMania 3 because I remember watching the full pay-per-view.
Well,
I remember.
WrestleMania 3 was the British Bulldogs and Tito Santana versus the Hart Foundation and Danny Davis. Boy, Danny Davis took a beating in that match.
He did. He was just a referee too. I mean, I was just a referee. I was the referee that became a wrestler too. So I mean, that's
Yeah.
a that is a thing.
So what do you have coming up this year for wrestling matches that you can talk about? Any big
Ooh, let's
bouts you're able to talk about?
I am actually. As a matter of fact, I'm wearing the shirt of me and my tag team partner, who I think you should interview one day. His name is El Ridiculosio, and he and I are the dynamic ass dudes. We are the Riddler and Two Face of the tag team division. We are looking for opportunity, and we are telling everybody that we got this. We have a tag team match coming up next week in Port Richey, Florida at GCW, not the fake one, not the real one.
Hmm.
It will be us against Controversial Inc. in a tag team match at GCW's The Love of Professional Wrestling in Port Richey, Florida at Taco Fest.
Put
I
me in
promise.
touch with him. I'll have him on.
Oh yeah, I'll give you his contact information. He's got quite the story to tell. He's been in the ring with he was trained by Alex Shelley of TNA fame. He's been trained by Truth Martini at the Truth Martini House. Oh gosh, man, I can just talk for days. He's been in the ring with a lot of interesting combatants. He wrestled Techno Destructo one time of Guar fame. He's wrestled with Brian Kendrick. And he's got a lot of he's had some opportunity. The man he has been doing this for 13 years, and he's come a long way from where he used to be. So he's my tag partner. He's my other half. So I don't know where I'd be without him, honestly.
I thought your dog was your other half.
Oh, he's my other half too. He's the third half. We're the two and the half dog.
Yeah,
The dynamic dude, the dynamic and a half dudes. Huh,
there you go.
could be something. Was 2.5 minutes. Maybe you could be it coming with us, Onyx. British Bulldogs carried Matilda. We could carry Onyx. We could probably dress him up as like in Pokemon fame, just like the Pokemon character. I think we could. Oh my gosh, I know exactly what we're doing.
There you go.
I think we have some fame here. Also, other matches coming up. That's next week. The week after that will be, of course, Atomic Legacy Wrestling. It will be me versus Tony DeVito, and I'm defending my ALW Hardcore Championship on that night against ECW legend Tony DeVito. It'll be no
What about
disqualification.
Danny DeVito?
Danny, he does look like Danny DeVito. He could be his long lost twin. Oh, right? You agree with me, right, Onyx? He's his long lost twin. So honestly, Tony DeVito, he runs his mouth. He likes to bully people. He
Hmm.
likes to think that he's better than everybody else. I mean, he's a former ALW Atomic Heavyweight Champion. He's a
Hmm.
former Atomic Hardcore Champion. Actually, I was the last person to beat him in a Hardcore Scrabble match. So I did get the pin on him. So I think he's a little salty about that. But I'll never forget what he said to me. He said that I'm the reason that Atomic Legacy Wrestling is soft. I'm the reason that we need to go back to the roots of ALW, what it once was. No, we don't. Atomic is growing, and it's showing a lot more than it ever had in your 20 plus career, Tony DeVito. So I hope you're watching this. I hope you learn that when the golden ass of professional wrestling comes to town, you're about to get sweet ass music to the face. And if you don't like that, I got 3 words for you: suck my opportunity. And I will
There
walk
you
out.
go.
And finally, and by the way, a little heads up: I have never won in all the years I've been with Atomic Legacy Wrestling for their anniversary shows, which is our WrestleMania, our Bound for Glory, our Supercard of Honor, our SummerSlam, our everything, our Super Bowl, and I have yet to win an anniversary show. I have not won one. Isn't that crazy? I have
Yes.
yet to win one, and I think this is the time shut people up. I finally tell people that this is my. They talk about finishing stories and closing out chapters. I'm fulfilling a legacy. I'm doing this for my legacy. I
Hmm.
need to show when I get that win, everybody can shut up, and especially Tony DeVito for sure. So
Hmm.
I have a lot riding on this. I have everything to lose. That hardcore title means everything to me. Everything.
Got a question. Did you see the Iron Claw? And if so, what'd you think of it?
Oh, oh my gosh, the Iron Claw. I saw this. It. I always go to the theaters at least once, maybe twice a year. I had to go see this because I missed out on The Wrestler, and I missed out on Body Slam and the other wrestler from 1970s. This movie, crap, it pulled my heart. Like I was so there's only five brothers instead of six, or excuse me. You know how there's David, Kevin,
Yep.
Carrie, Mike, and Chris. There's five brothers. They actually did four. So they left Chris out. I think because there was just too much tragedy already being talked about in the movie, and another thing was I think it was because he was too young.
Hmm.
Me, I think like because of what his age is, they didn't want to go that route. But Jeremy Allen, Zach Efron, they did an amazing job at the movie. It takes you along for the ride, obviously with Chris Von Erich when it shows him in the 1950s, how he was a Nazi in the business, and how he started out living in Australia with his wife and David and Kevin when they were together. Then it goes along a lot longer, and then the ranking system was actually true. It was actually a real thing. Like Fritz von Erich, how he always had his sons at a certain list. Like I think it was Kevin, Carrie, David, and then Mike. That's how it was always. That's how it always was. And then Chris was always in the last. So
Hmm.
they talked about that. They it There are some inaccuracies about it that I will say. Like the one thing that I think that they were kind of off on was the guy who played Ric Flair. I was kind of like, it was like he was trying to play Ric Flair. I mean, the promo was great. It just felt like it was somebody else and not Ric Flair telling the promo. Um, the matches, how they were choreographed. Obviously, Chavo Guerrero was the wrestling coordinator of that movie, and it
Hmm.
goes to show he's actually in the opening of the movie. I don't know. Did you see the? You
Yep.
see how he
I've seen the film. Yep.
played the Sheik? He played the Sheik, which I thought was awesome. He was. It was something special. What really got me the most though was when for those that I don't want. I mean, spoilers ahead, everybody. If you haven't seen the movie, spoilers. The one thing that really struck my heart was when Carrie died. How he died. But I mean, I know that wasn't true how it happened, obviously, but it was just the idea of how it happened. And
Hmm.
with Carrie having already an amputated leg, not being himself and stuff like that, and it really showed. Like in the movie, and then when the gunshot happened, Kevin shows up, and then you see him strangling his own father, like preventing, already telling him, "Why would you let this happen to my brother?" and stuff. Oh man, I'm already sorry. It's just a little too much to talk about. When he goes, when Carrie goes to heaven to reunite with his brothers, and the end where he sees Jack Jr. When he got electrocuted, that got me. That hit me in the feels. Like I don't normally cry out loud in theaters. Like I normally just have the tears, but when I saw that, when he reunited with all his brothers, when David had the championship belt, when Carrie, paddling over there, and Mike was there, to seeing Jack Jr. That broke my heart. That struck me so hard. Like I
Hmm.
was failing in the theater. Like I was legitimately crying. Like I could not hold my emotions in because that was just crap. The people that wrote that movie and that scene alone, beautiful. That is beautiful. And then you see at the end where Kevin's seeing, his sons, Mike and Ross, which actually I am friends with them on Facebook. So I'm surprised I am. And just seeing them carry on the tradition of the Von Erich name and stuff like that's awesome. Kevin's living a great life. We don't need to do too much to him. Nobody needs to know too much about him anymore. Like that movie, I think alone encapsulated and closed the chapter in his life that I think he was looking for.
Yeah.
That he's
Yeah.
now in a part in his life where he can spend time with his family. He has his sons,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
they're not just his sons; they're his brothers. They're his brothers.
Yeah.
And that's what he was like growing up. So, but yeah, the two things that I had a gripe with was the Ric Flair and just some of the other little stuff. But yeah, that movie, honestly, my top 10, hands down, top 10 movies that I've ever watched ever.
Well, I know you're aching to get that Super Bowl, but I gotta tell you, before we let you go, we gotta get you to shoot a promo, and we gotta shoot a different kind of promo here. You see, you have a shot at getting in the WWE, but the only way it's going to happen is if you can defeat Stephanie McMahon in a steel cage match. It's all signed, it's all delivered.
Oh my God.
Jerry, give the promo.
Stephanie McMahon, of all the people I gotta be in the ring with to get a job at WWE is Stephanie McMahon. Triple H, I hope you're watching because I'm really sorry for what I'm about to do to your wife. Your wife is a former WWF Women's Champion. Your wife is the COO, if I'm not mistaken. She has the job title that you used to have. Now that you're the chief content creator or chief content officer, you know what? There's so many names out there that it doesn't matter. What matters is at the end of that match in that steel cage, your wife's going to be locked up. I'm going to be looking eye in eye. And one thing's for sure, I'm going to hit my Sam on her. I'm going to escape that cage and we can just lie down. I'm going to climb up, escape, and I'm just going to add insult to injury and blow a little kiss to let you know that I am that guy. I am him. I am the Golden Girl's favorite, the Golden God of professional wrestling, Jerry Swirlz. I got this. And if you don't like that, I got 3 words for you. Suck my opportunity. I'll see you in that cage, honey.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's coming for that belt. Yes. He's coming
Yes,
for
but
that belt.
well, I
Yes.
already got belts, so I don't need to add any more. I can add more to my collection. I don't mind that. That's not an
Yes.
issue at all.
Yes.
So
Anyway, Jerry, I'm glad we're able to make this work. I don't know what happened the other night, but that's those things have happened before, and
I don't
you
know what it
know,
was. It was because I didn't have Zoom on or something. I'm not sure.
you know what? We got it working tonight. So it's happy to have you on here. And again, I'm happy to have you on again. I'll put you on next year's roster. I'd love
Hey,
to hear your
you'll break
updates.
the record. You'll break the record for 4 times you've interviewed me. So maybe we can make that happen this year if we
There you
can.
go.
Maybe we could. So, but it
There
was
you
a pleasure.
go.
A Python, my good sir, check out this man's interviews. Look at what he's done. I mean, it is phenomenal. All the people that he's gotten to interview, and Teal Piper. He is someone that I think people should sleep on. Honestly, I could send you some people that deserve to be interviewed by you. I could send you some people if you
Go
want.
for it.
I will. I will send some people. Check this man out. Greg Gilbert, Python's Paradise. Go listen to this man. He hits the hard hitting questions and you can give the hard hitting answers if you prefer to. But yes, that and then some more. And then, of course, you can follow me, Jerry Swirlz. I'm on Facebook, Jerry Swirlz, Instagram, Jerry underscore Swirlz 98, Jerry Swirlz 69 on Twitter or X. I don't know what we're calling it anymore. It's so weird. Um, you can watch all my TikTok videos, Jerry underscore Swirlz 6998, Threads, Jerry underscore Swirlz 98, and of course, the Jerry Swirlz World YouTube channel. You can go and watch that for yourself. I actually just recently uploaded a match from the archives of Lucha Flash and Macho Libre just recently. And it's honestly a match I think is not worthy of the Dave Meltzer 5-star rating reviews, but it is for the viewing. So I beg you to go check it out. Go like and subscribe, follow, tap that bell, whatever it may be. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you having me on, Mr. Gilbert.
Also, your tag team partner, is he nervous that your dog's going to replace him?
Well, he is all about opportunity, right? So when the opportunity presents itself, you know, you better watch out because Onyx will come up. The bark or the bite is bigger than the bark, right, Onyx? Right here. Right, Onyx? Oh, look at that. See, he's already doing his job. Look at that. He's already
See
doing his
that?
job. He's
There you
looking.
go.
That's just one thing that he likes to do. He likes people's feet. It's weird. That's the one thing. He has a foot fetish. It's so weird. I don't know why, but he likes water. Well, he loves water no matter where it is. He likes
Mhm.
puddles of water, bowls of water, and stuff like that, and feet. It's so weird. But you know what? Hey, it's soothing, that's for sure.
Well, Jerry, it was wonderful having you come on here. Thank you for allowing me the honor to have you on here again. And yeah, some people my way. I'll have them on here and
Okay.
they'll be treated well.
I will do that. I will get on top of that as soon as I possibly can, sir. But anyways, I have a Super Bowl game. Wait, who are you rooting for? The Chiefs or the 49ers? Who do you
I don't
got?
know. I don't follow it.
Oh, you
I'm
don't follow?
rooting for Jerry Swirls.
Heck yeah. So it will be the Kansas City Chiefs for sure because I feel like I'm just gonna put this out there. Anybody that's watching football, Eric Bischoff said it on his podcast because he's made bets with Conrad Thompson and they've always backfired. The Kansas City Chiefs are winning. And I feel like Taylor Swift's going to make a grandiose entrance. She's going to be on stage and she's going to proclaim that the Kansas City Chiefs are now hers. She's going to sign them to whatever contract it may be. And they're going to be on an even higher pedestal than before. They'll be renamed the Kansas City Swifties.
Oh, she's hot. Oh, and I
It could
loved
happen.
her concert movie was great too.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've heard like it's gotten a lot of attention. My girlfriend's daughter is a Swiftie, and she's told me a lot about the movie. Not
It's a great view, yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Are you are you a
huh?
Swiftie? Are you a Swiftie?
I'm a casual fan.
Casual fan? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. I'd say for hardcore, I'm an Emma Stone fan.
Ah, Emma Stone. I like Emma Stone.
I want her to get her second Oscar.
It needs to happen. She was
Yeah.
robbed in Amazing Spider-Man 2. Actually, we've seen a lot. Even she's out there with Andrew Garfield for being robbed for Oscars. Like I feel like
Hmm.
Andrew Garfield deserved an Oscar for the Spider-Man movie. I feel like he did. And even another Oscar for the other movie that he's done. Like that it was so weird. Well, one thing that I learned about the Oscars this last year was Ryan Gosling never was nominated for Best Actor, but Margot Robbie wasn't nominated for Barbie. I mean, I was surprised Barbie.
She's another one I like too, is Margot Robbie. Did
Yeah,
you
I
see
was
Barbie?
no, but my girlfriend has, and I will not see the. I refuse to see the movie.
Why?
There's just so much, man. Like I can understand and respect where it's coming from, right? I do. I respect
I
it.
I could see Jerry Swirls getting dressed up in pink and going to the Barbie movie.
No, I'd be a
Dressed
sellout.
up like Adrian Adonis.
Oh no 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 no! I am not a sellout to my color purple. I am not a sellout to my colors. That's for sure. Blue, purple, and baby blue are my colors. I'm not
Oh,
losing.
nice colors.
I was gonna say I like the color scheme you're wearing. Or is that ah? I see what you did there. You're wearing teal. Ah, I see
Yes.
what you did there. Okay, okay. I got you.
I like
I
green. Green's my favorite color.
Green's your favorite color? Okay, I
Yeah,
like green.
yeah.
Oh, actually, that's another person worth reviewing. Erica Demia. She actually she's a favorite. Her favorite color is green, and she's based on the My Hero Academia series. So
There you go.
She's someone she's worth interviewing.
Hmm.
So same
I'm
thing with
more than happy. The door is open.
perfect, awesome.
The door is open. Well, you know what? It was fun having you on here tonight, and like I said, it's always fun seeing what you're doing. I do notice what you're doing. So
That means a lot. I will say, I am booked up all the way till May. I'm actually going to Colorado in May, so I'm excited for that. Any other people? Like I said, I gave all my social media handles on here. Give a shout out, give a follow. If you want to book Jerry Swirls, I have a booking email now. It's called Jerry Swirls A Gold 98 at gmail.com. So if you want to book me, I'm right there.
there
So
you go. Do you get to do the Russell cons or anything like that?
I know I've done Wrestle Daytona a couple I want to say it was last year or the year before. I did that. WrestleCade is something that I want to do for sure. There's also a couple other convention cons that I want to do. I know Brevard County has the Space Coast Comic Con. here. That's definitely one that hopefully I might be able to do again. Jake Estrada, who runs that community, that small community very well, has been a fan of wrestling, and he's had me and Jason Dugan a part of that, so that was nice. Who knows? Maybe there'll be some other ones like WrestleCon. That would be definitely a maybe this year I might get to do WrestleCon. Who knows?
They
I'm
just
doing
got Nails booked at one for the first time. And of course,
what?
Nails got to talk about strangling Vince McMahon.
Wow. So we're wow, Nails is getting booked. I guess if he can get booked, then there's hope for me, damn it.
I don't know. I'd like to see Outback Jack. There you go.
Heck, yeah, that'd be a good one. And if he was still around, Blackjack Mulligan would have been a great the Blackjacks alone would have been great. Blackjack
Hmm.
and Blackjack Mulligan, that would be really cool. And like there's so much that I think a lot of wrestling fans need to study. What one thing that I want to tip the up and coming wrestlers is please watch your tapes. Look at the history. Look where
I
we
love
came.
it. Yeah.
Like we need to look at other people that came before us and pave that way. I think Chris Parks said this best during his TNA Hall of Fame speech. Father Time is going to catch up. One day you're going to be at the top of the mountain. Make some room for the next person that's going up there. Because that's what I want to do. That's my goal. So,
Oh, there you go. You better make some room for Teal Piper.
oh, I've given her enough room that she already has. But, you know, we'll see. We'll see. All right, Mr. Sir. It was a pleasure, as always. Thank you.
Absolutely, Jerry. You have yourself a wonderful evening, and I hope the right team wins for you on there. Personally, I'll just cheer for you in the ring.
Hey, hopefully I can get you down for a show one day. That'd be really awesome.
Absolutely, absolutely. In the
Thanks.
meantime, God bless you, and have a terrific evening.
And you have a phenomenal evening, sir. Thank you for being a friend.
Absolutely. God bless.
God bless you, sir. Bye bye.
Bye bye.